Hey everybody, this is Threshold Training's workout day for Monday, July 13th. Hope you all had a great weekend. We're going to have some interesting weather this week. It's going to be a little bit unpredictable. So for those of you choosing an outdoor spot, make sure you are ready for that. We may have to also bring you in because some of the equipment we use cannot be outside or else it will become defective. With that also being said, it's going to be very humid, so make sure you bring plenty of water and a hand towel for wiping your hands of sweat. So today's workout, we have two different portions. Our first portion, we're looking at developing hinge control through the RDL and overhead control, time under tension through the handstand. Okay, or barbell or dumbbell. So how it'll work, every minute on the minute for 10 minutes. Our first movement in the 60-second window of the EMOM is going to be 6 RDLs. If you are at home, you are doing a single leg dumbbell RDL. If you were in class, you were using a barbell and doing a double leg RDL. So RDLs will start at our waist. Okay, Then we will lower the bar in front of our bodies, down our legs by pushing our hips back, keeping tension through the upper middle back by slightly descending our rib cage towards the ground. And as soon as we reach our end range of motion, okay, beyond which we would round, okay, we don't want to do that. We want to go just before to that. Okay, we're going to come right back up and get our hips underneath our shoulders. We are doing single leg with a dumbbell. Okay, we're holding the dumbbell in the opposite hand of the standing leg. So if I'm standing on my left leg, dumbbell's on my right hand. My right leg is off the ground or just barely touching. And I'm going to slowly bring that dumbbell towards mid-shin and come right back up. Our tempo for today is down for 3 seconds, hold for 1, ascend for 1, hold the top for 1. This just allows us to emphasize the deceleration or control of the barbell as we work our way towards the floor. On the second minute, we are doing 2 reps of the following complex: the 10-second handstand hold into a 3-second lower. So what that means is I'm holding the top of a handstand for 10 seconds. After 10 seconds, I'm lowering 2, 3, until my head squishes the mat, either on the wall or on a box. I can also do a barbell variation or a dumbbell variation where I'm holding the object overhead and I'm pressing through the barbell towards the ceiling for 10 seconds. Then I lower down to 3. Okay? In a handstand, this is about where you might end with your head touching the mat. So for barbell or dumbbell, we want you to end about nose or eye level. Then press back up, hold again for 10 seconds, down to 3 until you hit that eye level where you're going to pause or perform a dead stop hold. As you are coming down from overhead and with the barbell or dumbbell, make sure you're leading with the elbow out in front. The wrist is coming back towards your face ever so slightly. One thing to point out, if you are doing the movement on the wall, okay, if you're doing the complex on the wall, we want you to not only lower for 3 seconds down until your head touches the mat, but then keeping tension through your shoulders. If you are comfortable, we want you to bring your knees towards your chest as if you're about to kick back up into a handstand push-up. Okay, so we're adding that progression to this movement today. We've done this multiple times throughout the past couple weeks. We want to progress it today by bringing your knees down towards your chest while keeping tension or pressure through your hand that transmits tension through the shoulder. From here, once we're done all 5 rounds of each, we're then going to go through our conditioning portion. It is a paced workout today. So how we're going to do this, we are going to start with 1 round for time, as unbroken as possible, 15 push press, 15 sumo deadlift high pull, and 15 calories on the rower, 12 calories for females. Okay? If we don't have a rower, we may run 200 meters, or we can bike for 12 calories for males, 10 calories for females. So that push press will be with a barbell. If you're at home, it'll be with a dumbbell. You just have to get to 15 reps using both hands. So you can do 8 on one side, 7 on the other, no problem. If you're using a barbell, okay, this is what the push press looks like. It's gonna be in my front rack position. I'm gonna dip down, drive, finish overhead with my elbow locked out, shoulder active, and the bar over my head, crown of the head and torso. Notice I locked my knees as I did that, and I showed a nice vertical dip down, drive up. So one thing to think about when we're dipping down is getting our hips down between our feet and right over our heels. Our sumo deadlift high pull is coming from the floor. All right, so coming from the floor, so our grip just needs to be inside of our shins. Okay, from here, you'll notice that my shoulders are above my hips. I will finish underneath my chin, lower down, decelerate the bar on the way back down, and repeat. Make sure that we are pulling or bending our elbows so that our elbow is higher than our wrist. That pull is the second movement after the hips and knees straighten, not before. Okay, let's make sure we make that distinction, particularly as we're warming up. Then our row for calories. Row for calories, make sure we are powerful coming out of the rower, and then we slow down on the way back in. This will maximize our stroke number per calorie. So, you're gonna note the time of your 1 round for time. So let's say it takes you 2 minutes. We're then gonna take a 2-minute rest and regroup so everyone starts the last portion at the same time. The last portion is 2 rounds of a 5-minute AMRAP with the same 3 movements: push, press, sumo deadlift, high pull, and calorie row or run or bike. You have a 1-minute rest between AMRAPs. You are not picking up where you left off. You are restarting each AMRAP on the push press. So you're going to use the 1 round for time that you did up front as a guide. You're going to do it as unbroken as possible, as quickly as possible. Okay? Because you've noted your time, let's say it takes 2 minutes and you are flying through all those movements, I want you to add 20% of your time, or you can think about it as reducing your effort. Let's say that was maximal effort for that 1 round. You're reducing your effort to 80%. Okay, so we want you to now use that to now pace through a 5-minute AMRAP or eventually 10 minutes of work. Okay, because we know you can't hold your 100% effort through that 10 minutes. So we have to work at a sustainable pace. Okay, so if I finish that 1 round in 2 minutes, and I add 20% of that time, and now my new time per round is about 2.5 minutes. In my 5-minute AMRAP, I would expect to get about 2 rounds each 5-minute AMRAP, and that's how I know I might have gone an appropriate pace. Okay, so keep that in mind when you're going through your AMRAPs. How we would pace this might look like breaking up the push press and sumo deadlift high pull into 10 and 5. This might look like slowing down the pace per rep of the push press. Right? Instead of pulling the bar back down, I breathe at the top, come back down, pause, breathe at the top. So I'm slowing it down per rep. Maybe I'm increasing time between movements to take a bit of a breather so that I can then maximize my pace on the next movement. Okay, it could look very differently, and it's neither one is right or wrong. We just want to find what works best for you. So that is today's workouts. Okay, have an awesome Monday and a great workout.